Hey guys, Paul with Stud Pack 2. Welcome back to this channel. We haven't posted in a while on Stud Pack 2 because all of our videos have been going over to Stud Pack while we're finishing up Summer and Rad's house and getting ready to build the Stud Pack Dream Garage. We have a bunch to do in this video, and the very first project is to install this smart toilet that our friends at Horo sent us. It's gonna look awesome in this little half bath right here that's tucked underneath the stairs. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because look how beautiful this little bathroom turned out to be. And installing the Horo toilet was actually the easiest part. Just 3 simple steps. You can see they've already started working by removing the nickel gap. It's not even really nickel gap. It's homemade DIY nickel gap. It's just 1/4-inch paneling that somebody cut into strips and they painted green wherever the gaps are to trick your eye into thinking it was real nickel gap. And I guess the reason they did that was because somebody tried to remove the wallpaper. Look at that beautiful wallpaper from the 90s. But it ripped off the white facing on the drywall paper. So what you're seeing is the brown paper backing behind the white on the drywall paper. So you either have to cover it or you have to fix it. So we're gonna fix it. There's 2 ways to fix it. We could put 1/4-inch drywall over the whole thing and tape it and try to cut all these irregular angles. I don't wanna do that. So we're gonna take all the nickel gap off, pull all these little nails, 1,000 of them, and then we're gonna paint this with an alkyd primer, an oil-based primer. If we were to use a water-based primer, the water and the primer would bubble this paper. So the alkyd primer is gonna seal this. Then when we skim coat it, we're not gonna get any bubbles. So to get this wall done, we have to remove the toilet. So we figured it'd be a great time to remove the toilet and install a new one. And then maybe we can work behind the toilet to skim coat the wall, because a lot of times with these new electric smart bidets, there is room behind there. So that's the plan. Now, you'll notice down here, we put a receptacle already. We did that during the remodel phase. That's a 20 amp dedicated circuit because the new toilet pulls 10 amps. And we did that, like I said, during the remodel phase because we were running cable and patching already. So before we install the toilet, we're gonna show you how we ran that cable. It's pretty funny, and while you watch that, we're gonna wrestle this beast out from under the stairs. We got our cable this far. Now we're gonna turn down and head under the stairs, which is on the other side of this wall. Now, we already relocated the sconce that used to be in the stairs, so I had to put a junction box right here. And there's a hole in the bottom plate of this wall. And I know that that cable goes through the 2 top plates of the wall downstairs. So I got 2 options. I can try to use both of those holes, or I can drill a new one. So before I try to drill a hole that deep, I'm actually gonna see if I can stab the bottom hole. All right, I'm in the top one. Now I'm hitting the top plate of that wall downstairs. Oh, I'm through.
Nice.
Look at that. We got lucky, dude. Don't have to break out the drill. Now, if I drop this, it's gonna go on that wall downstairs. So I've got my second glow rod staged. I'm gonna attach them together, push it all the way down to the sill plate on the first floor. Then we should be able to go cut a hole in the stairway wall and see our glow rod. All right, guys, we're in the little closet under the stairs. The toilet for this is right on the other side of that wall. So we're getting there. Here's the end of the road. Right here is where our box is gonna go. Of course, facing the bathroom. I don't have an old work box, but I got this adjustable depth box. Cut the ears off, and now this flange right here, it can slide between the stud and the drywall just like that, and we'll have some adjustability, which is gonna be great because we have that shiplap in the bathroom. So I've already traced it here. I'm gonna use my buzz saw and cut it out from the back. It's gonna be kind of cool, but check this out. Look at 8 nails right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know what they're for. I guess they were trying to fasten this sill plate and they just hit the concrete and bent them over. Well, boom, there we go, guys. And that's the hard part. Now all that's left on the electrical side is connected to the panel to a 20 amp breaker, and we're ready for our new toilet. All right, we got this thing out from under the stairs, and this thing weighs a ton. I think it weighs more than that toilet that's in the half bath right now. Let's cut all these straps, cut the tape, see what it looks like.
Ooh.
Man, that thing's nice.
Pretty big.
Yeah, it is. All right, got the new toilet out of the box, and this thing's heavy because this is made of porcelain. All the ones I've ever seen are made of plastic. This thing is really, really nice. So before we can put that one in, we gotta get the old one out. It's gonna be really easy. Got a nice quarter turn angle stop down here that we put in during the remodel. I got it off, we'll give it a flush. We'll suck the remaining water out with our vacuum, which we set up as a wet vac. We removed the internal filters. Okay, Rad, go ahead, bud.
Satisfying.
Yep, and now we won't get water all over your brand new floors. All right, let's get this toilet out of here. It should come right up. Yep, I'm gonna get it out of here myself. Get my left leg out of the door. Put it on this foam that we got from the new toilet so the wax doesn't ruin this floor. And then Rad and I can get that out later. My next step, clean up the wax ring and remove those old bolts. All right, guys, real life here. Rad and I were rehearsing the next step for the video because this little bracket has to go right here. And I dropped it down the drain. If you watch our videos at all, you know I always put a rag in there, but today I didn't. So we're gonna go fishing for it with the vacuum. I heard it fall and it didn't go far. I think we can grab it. All right, Rad, hit it, bud. I'm trying to listen for it. I'm pretty far in. I'm either pushing it or it's sucked to the end of the vacuum. Let's pull it out, see if we got it. Oh, yeah! Woo! Nice, bud. I didn't think I had it. Look at that. Oh. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Go get a rag, dude. Woo, I'm so glad we were able to get that part out of there. Plan B was to go get my borescope, send it down the pipe, see where it was, and then send a wire down there and hook it through that hole and pull it out. Probably would have been a success, but I'm so glad the vacuum worked. Now here's the part we were rehearsing when I dropped that piece in the pipe. This new flange comes with the new toilet. And the idea is that these brackets go in the slots right there, and the new toilet screws to these brackets instead of the traditional way we're all used to by using these bolts with the caps to hold the toilet down to the flange. Now this won't work for us for a couple reasons. Number one, it won't even fit in there, right? We actually did a video on replacing this flange a few months ago. This was a lead riser coming way up out of the, way above the slab with a brass flange. And we had to cut the lead riser and put this new flange made by Sioux Chief, and we have it Tapconned into the slab. It's not going anywhere. So the whole point of this is for these brackets, right? To screw the new toilet in from the side. But look at this. Those slots, of course, line up with the flanges in our toilet. It's kind of a standard dimension, right? So we can just put these right there on this flange, just like that, and we'll be ready to go. But before we do that, we want to finish removing the shiplap, which was kind of the whole point of this whole exercise by removing the toilet. So I'm going to get out of the way and I'm going to let them remove this nickel gap. I keep calling it shiplap. It's probably either or. Let's get it done. All right, Rad's got all the nickel gap and the baseboard out of here. Now, while he was working, I was taking a look at this angle stop right here, and I'm like, man, that is pretty close to the toilet. So I'm afraid it's going to hit the toilet. The toilet came with this template. So what I want to do, I'm going to center the template over the drain. We'll put some blue tape around here as an outline. Then bring the toilet in here, set it in place, and see if it's going to hit the angle stop. If it does hit it, we can cut a hole on the back side because that's under the stairs and move it, or have another way that maybe we can move this without cutting more drywall. Let's bring that toilet in here and give it a test fit. All right, gang, the toilet is colliding with the angle stop, unfortunately. So we got to do something. So I got two ideas. We could either completely move the angle stop to another location, or I could take the angle stop off, solder on a 90 pointing that way, and move the angle stop over here. But now it's going right across the front of the outlet. So we got to we got to move stuff right here. So initially I thought I would go under the stairs, cut the drywall, do it from the back side. But since we got to skim coat all this anyway, and working under those stairs is a pain and it's dark under there, we're just going to cut this drywall out and rework everything from the front. But I don't have any tools here for plumbing or electrical, and it's late. So I'm going to go grab the tools in the morning, and we'll see you then. Hey gang, it's the next day back on site, and I've been thinking about this overnight, and I was going to move the power right here, but actually it's okay. All I need to do is move the water line right over here to the left, and it's going to be high enough so Rad can run the 6-inch baseboard in here. Now whenever we do this, we always get comments about the proximity of the water to the electricity. But if you ever look behind your washing machine, under your kitchen sink, if you have electric water heater, it happens all over your house. It's going to be fine. So we're going to cut this open, a pretty big hole because I got a stud right here. I got a PEX line, you'll see, but I'm going to start with a big hole. We're going to patch it, skim coat the whole bathroom anyway, and you'll never know we were here. You ready, Rad?
Yeah.
We got my glasses on, hearing protection. Wow, these things are awesome. Oh, they weren't even in right. Oh, and actually, sorry. These are behind the neck ones. All right, I'm gonna go right here. All right, got the wall open and we've already taken off the 1/2-inch clamps over this 1/2-inch copper that was securing this angle stop to the wall for the toilet. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn the water off to the house, cut this PEX, remove it from the brass PEX fitting, and then put it right here. We'll probably put a 2x4 right there where my left hand is and have this guy come out right there. All right, Rad, let's get our tools, turn the water off. All right, water's off. We got a 2x4 ready to go. I'm gonna put it tight against the left side of this box, and then the water line will be right here, my finger is. I've already got the escutcheon, and I checked it. It won't crash into the cover plate for the box. So I'm gonna cut that pipe off, and this piece of PEX right here is looping up and coming out of this one with a T about right here. So I'm gonna pull it out of this stud and route it down here. Man, those are nice. Klein sent us those. What a great job they did. All right, here we go. Oh, dude. I don't have any room to... All right, I can't get it out of that stud. There's not much room here, so we may have to cut more drywall.
Cut it.
So you can see what I did. I actually kinked it right here, trying to get it out of here. So all I'm gonna do, guys, we'll make a cut right here, past the kink on this side, and we're just gonna put a 90 straight down. Easy peasy. All right, now we're gonna get this off. I don't wanna cut all the way through and score the brass. So I am gonna cut through the sleeve, then we're gonna use a heat gun, soften the PEX, pull it off with no damage to this part. There we go. Perfect. Ready to go. Let's turn the water on.
Real time, Paul. How long do you think that took you?
From when we had to cut this
Yeah.
was open?
Yep.
Less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was 4 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And we'd still be here with copper, right? For another hour?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll go turn it on.
Okay, water's back on, no leaks. Gotta love the PEX, guys. Now, we're gonna put this right here on the left-hand side, but I can't get my screw gun in there to put these clamps on. So we're actually gonna do it out here where we can get to it and then put the whole thing in. Drywall screws from the back into here and drywall screws from the front, and that block's gonna be plenty strong enough to hold up that pipe. All right, water's on, power's on, we're good to go. Got the drywall patched. I know it looks terrible, but remember, we're gonna patch all this later, give everything a skim coat, paint it, it's gonna be beautiful, but for now, we gotta get the toilet installed. So we're ready. I already got this bracket attached. Remember the ones I dropped down the drain? So here's the other one. So it has these two lugs on the bottom. They're designed to go in this slot here, That way it won't pivot on you, right? And then you give you a slotted bolt, just like we have for standard toilets. So we're gonna put that in there, put our bracket on, and then we got a nut and a washer. It's 13 millimeter, so I got my 13 millimeter wrench from Klein. They sent me this whole set right here. It's opened in here, and then that's a box end, but it's ratchets, right? So on and off. And they even sent me the US sizes, absolutely love them. And these pouches, we'll put a link below. Let's put these two brackets on. We'll pull the rag, set our toilet. We have our brackets installed and we're ready to set the toilet. Now, a lot of toilet instructions say to put the wax ring on the bottom of the toilet around the horn. But what happens is when you're lowering the toilet down, the wax ring could fall off, something like that. You can't see it. You don't know that it fell off. So what I always do, I just put the wax ring right here. And then I know it's in the right spot. And we're just gonna set the toilet within our tape and we know we're gonna hit the bullseye. All right, Rad, let's get that toilet put in here, man.
Photo time.
Here's what we're doing, guys. I got the back of the toilet held up and Rad's gonna line up the front where it goes. You got it, man?
Yep.
All right, and now I can just lower it, get my hand out of there. Yeah, it's going down. The weight of the toilet is gently pushing that wax down. There we go.
Nice.
I think that's it.
Cool.
Now what we do, there's two screws that go through the side of the toilet. There's a hole back here into that bracket that had all those holes in it, the one I dropped, and that's what holds the toilet down to the floor. Then we plug it in, turn the water on, see how it works. Now we're going to attach the toilet to the brackets that we put on the flange. We got these long screws and this sleeve. So we're going to go through this hole down here. Where is it? There we go. And there, I can already feel that it went into one of the holes in that bracket. And get this going the other way. There we go. I think this is a better job for a hand screwdriver than a power drill. We get the other side going, and then they send caps for those screws, either white or chrome plated. All right, getting close. For the water connection, they send you this T, and this is an adapter that goes from this size pipe to 3/8 compression, which is pretty standard in the United States for toilets. So I'm going to put that there, screw the T on, and then we connect our two water lines. So as I tighten these, we're realizing that we got these two hoses, right? So when we pull the toilet to finish the walls and put it back, we may turn this angle stop down so all the pipes are here. But just know that that's an option for you. And you could also either point the angle stop to the left or to the right, whatever works best for your bathroom situation. All right, we're gaining on it. Next step, turn the water on, check for leaks. Nice, and plug her in. Oh, look at that.
There.
Oh, whoa. Let's just sit here for a minute and see what it does. All right, guys, really excited that we have the Horo T38 Smart Toilet all installed. So let me show you a bunch of the cool features on it. Now, this toilet is totally hands-free. So here's the remote. We got the light off in here because we want to show you one of the features. So when you walk in, the toilet is going to sense you, right, and open the lid. And then I am going to put on my glasses, and this is what we want to show you. Got a night light in there. Look how cool that is. So let's turn on the bathroom light so you can see. And the remote is really well laid out. So you have water temperature, air temperature, and seat temperature. And it's just 3 taps. Low, medium, high, and the same for the seat temperature. Here's your nozzle position, your water pressure, both totally adjustable. And all your wash and flush and dry features in the middle right here. And it even comes with a nice little magnetic holder for the remote. Now, we mentioned earlier that the Horo T38 Smart Toilet is hands-free, and we're going to show you how it does that. But first, check out the cool LED display back here where the tank normally would be.
Oh, it's winking at you, Paul.
Ah, it likes me. So because there's no tank full of water that's flushing the toilet via gravity, there's a pressure assist, so you get a really great flush. But here's the water temperature button that we showed you, and it's going to show you right there. There's 93 degrees on the low, medium's 98, and hot water is 102. And it does the same thing for the wash water. You can change the temperature of the wash water as well. Really cool, really easy. Now let's show you how this toilet is hands-free. So I'm going to walk in here and the toilet's going to sense me and open the upper lid. So if you need to sit down, it's ready to go. But if you're a guy and you don't need to sit down, check that little knob, you just punch it, boom, and it's going to open that seat for you. And then when you're ready to flush, you punch it again, It's going to close the lid. Just like that, and then it flushes after the lids are closed. Pretty dang cool. Guys, we really want to show you how cool the wash function is. So we wrap some saran wrap around here so we don't get sprayed. And I'm going to pretend like I'm sitting on the toilet by using my hand over the sensor. And then I'm going to push posterior wash. So that's a little pre-rinse right there, right? So it makes cleaning the bowl easier. Here comes the nozzle, and now it's spraying and moving back and forth. You can change the position of the nozzle with this button, forward and back, and you can change the water pressure of the nozzle with this button way over here on the right. It can even alternate between hot and cold water with this button that says HC Massage. So I'm going to remove my hand. You're going to see that it stops, and it's going to flush and close the lid. And then when it's time to clean the toilet, you want to make sure you clean the nozzle. So you push this button and it's going to extend the nozzle so you can clean it. And when you're all done, push the button again and it's going to retract totally hands-free. So if you've been looking for a smart toilet and didn't know where to turn, check out Horo.com. And of course, we're going to leave a link below and you can get all the information right there. That's going to be a wrap on the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, but there's one really important detail we forgot to mention. It has battery backup, so if the power goes out, you can still flush the toilet. Now, the seat won't work because it's going to be in power saving mode, but let's simulate a power outage. All right, Rad, hit that breaker, bud. All right, it is off. Little button on the side. There you go. Sweet. That's got to be the coolest smart toilet I've ever seen. Thanks so much to Horo for sponsoring our video. We really appreciate it. If you're looking for more Stud Pack, we have a big channel on YouTube called Stud Pack, and we're building a massive custom home. Make sure to check us out over there. Thanks for all the support. We'll see you right back here on our very next video.